Hey guys, what is up? I hope everybody's been having a great day. Welcome to the 140,000 subscriber special. We are playing 18 holes here at Erin Hills Golf Club, all the way from the tips, pushing it back to 8,000 yards. Please do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm really appreciative of getting 140,000 subscribers. It's gonna be an awesome video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm accompanied with my coach, Bernie Najar. We did an exhibition here yesterday, and so we're gonna play the course today, and we're gonna go through stuff that might help you guys play better, that he's gonna be coaching me on how to play in the course, how to score on the course, that kind of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, why don't you introduce yourself, Bernie?
Hey everyone, Bernie Najar here. I'm the Director of Instruction at Caves Valley in Baltimore, Maryland. And it's great to be out here at Erin Hills, one of the best golf courses you can play. I encourage you all to check it out. I'm excited to watch Kyle hit some shots out here and help you with some tips for your game.
All right guys, so first hole, 565 yard par 5. I'm gonna go with the driver. I'm just trying to put it right by those two bunkers there. I really don't mind if it goes in those pop bunkers or in that high stuff. It's not that rough up there. It's high, but it's definitely not brutal. So we're just gonna try to get this in play, get this round off to a good start. So unfortunately, this round's not off to a good start. I did probably the worst thing you can do off the first hole. I pulled it left into the hazard. So I went in right about here. So I'm gonna be taking kind of in the line of the flag, which is right out there, and dropping right about here. So I'm gonna have about 260 left. I think probably gonna hit a 3-iron here. Just play it to the right side of the green. And as I said in the tee, guys, this is gonna be a battle of attrition. This is probably they're tipping us out at 8,000 yards from me. This is probably gonna be the hardest course I've ever played in this channel. If not, it's right up there. So we're just gonna keep grinding, try to stay positive, and just keep playing. And if we can break 80 today, that would be really good. That's kind of what I'm gonna try to do. So let's see if we can hit a good shot. All right, so this is where it ended up. Really, you want to aim right here when you have that shadow typically funnel down here. See the pin right there. And I haven't played this course before. I did play the kettle loop last night just to try to get some kind of familiarity with the course. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a chip here. Just try to get it to release a little bit to the hole and see if we get up and down. So got out there with a 5. I'm really pumped with that up and down because these greens are lightning quick. So that's kind of going to be a theme all day. So we'll just have to continue to grind it out. That's kind of what these holes are going to be like. We're just going to try to go hole by hole at a time, and just play the game. This course is going to beat us up, but we're going to punch back as hard as we can. So hole 2, 358 yards. The hole is just over that those bunkers right there. So I'll be hitting an iron, and then as I said in the previous video, I'll hit drivers. You guys can see where my driver would go versus my iron. So we'll give you a little comparison there. So perfect. Guys, so pretty good shape here walking up. This is probably the smallest green on the course, and that's a crown if I've ever seen one. So we're gonna have just about 100 yards, maybe about 96 left, and see if we can hit it close. And here is where my driver ended up. So, honestly, this could be a hold hit driver, but you guys will see as I walk up, this gets pretty intimidating pretty quickly. So you guys can kind of see, there's not a lot of room if you miss that short. So, you know, you can see my ball up there. That's my putt for birdie. So let's see if we can make it. So that was a solid hole there. Would have liked to make a 3, but you know, pars are good in this course. And now, case in point, hole 3, 508 yards, par 4. Yeah, this looks like a fun one. So obviously you want to send one with the driver and see if we can hit a good shot up in the middle of the fairway. Well, hit it into another hazard, unfortunately. So, took my drop, got 145 yards left. And I think I'm gonna go with a 48 here. And again, just get it in the middle of the green. If we make 5, we make 5. This is a 500-yard par 4. So, we're gonna do our best. We're just gonna keep grinding and just do our best to keep coming up with a good score. Alright, so you can see where I landed here. Not a terrible shot from there. I had a dodgy lie, so I'm happy to be on the putting green. So see if we can 2-putt and get out of here with a 5. Alright guys, so we got out of there with a 5 on an next hole 4, 440. Gonna be hitting a 2-iron here, and we'll be hitting drivers well, obviously, for you guys, but 2-iron would definitely be to play here and leave it short of those bunkers out there. And you can see kind of way down there. And also, for some of you guys that are wondering, the way I'm gonna make it an 8,000-yard course is I'm gonna tip out the back edge of every tee as close to the edge as I can. And that's what the manager and the head pro told me, is if you push the tips like to the back edge, it'll play 8,000. And again, I just want to temper expectation. You know, I typically do play a lot easier courses that's easy to shoot pretty good scores. They told me from where I'm playing, the course rating is considered an 80. So that basically means a scratch golfer on an average, his best 10 rounds out of 20, his average score will be 80. So as I said, an 80 here I really would be happy with, especially because it's literally my first time around this course. I played like 5 holes of that little loop I mentioned earlier, but other than that, 0 course knowledge, literally none. So we're gonna be doing our best to just keep grinding and play and see what happens, but really hope you guys are enjoying this video. And yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little more information on that. So 2 pretty good shots here. I got 142 left for this 2-iron. You see my driver up there, just left of the green, left of the bunker. And you know, Bernie and I wanted to go into detail. Like you guys always say, why don't you hit driver, why don't you hit driver all the time? Well, this is a good example. You know, you can see kind of, once I hit to that bunker, I did get in the fairway, but I was lucky because it's obviously very tight and it gets really difficult.
Yeah, so Kyle brings up a great point. You want to look at the width of the fairway, and let's just say you had to hit a ball out there 250 yards or 200 yards. For most amateurs, that would be the yardages that play into what Kyle's doing here at 300 and 350. So at 200 yards, the width of the fairway, if you have 30 yards to work with versus 15 yards at 250, you're far better off playing into that zone, because if you're a little left or right, you have room. Yeah. And Kyle, just pan back a second. It's a nice downhill fairway. So the ball's gonna run down this slope pretty easily. So you've done that nicely here with the iron play off the tee, and everybody can see the width he's got to work with. And you know, what you're gonna hit here from 144 yards, it's not that hard of a shot for you. It's probably like a little chip wedge. right? And then up there at 85 yards, it's another wedge, but you bring in double bogey when you take on those bunkers in the distance. So play to the wider areas, that's gonna help you lower your score.
Yeah, and that's something he always tried to teach me as a junior, and I'm finally starting to, I guess, heed that advice. So we got 144 left. We're gonna be hitting a pitching wedge. Let's see if we can hit it close.
Sweet shot.
That's really good, thanks. All right, guys, so I grabbed the driver, walking on the way up to the green. I would have had about 80 yards left. Ball gate got about maybe a yard of roll, so, you know, as Bernie said, it's kind of a give and take, and in that instance, I would have been giving a lot more risk up than the reward I would have been willing to take. So. All right, guys, so landing on the back edge here. So we got left. First really good opportunity for birdie all day, so let's see if we can make it. So would have liked to have made that, but another decent 4 there. It's tough to beat these greens. I mean, really, these are some tough greens. So once again, another 500-yard par 4, 505. This is into the wind, so we're gonna be taking a right at that bunker right there. Obviously, got to send it with the driver. So see if we can hit a good shot. Alright guys, well I don't know if you can see that, but a little bit right here. The green is in that line, so have about 200 yards, and be hitting an 8-iron. Just try to squeeze it up there as best I can. Alright guys, so here's what we got left. We got about 50 yards left to this pin. And Bernie brought up a good point that I'm going to let him elaborate on. You know, I was in jail there. It was really not a good spot. You guys could see I really didn't have any ability to get a club on it much more than what I did. So, you know, I'll let him take it from here, but I'll just summarize. If you're in trouble, first rule, get out of trouble.
So as Kyle just put it, he was in trouble. This hole is very penal, and he's back in play now. Now he's in that 50, 60 yard range if we total the distance to the pin. This is a back hole location, so he's where he can hit a ball in there, low trajectory, let it skip back to the pin. Try to leave yourself shots that you have control of. This is a good yardage for Kyle. The dumb thing to do here is actually try to hit the green and leave yourself that long bunker shot. So that's where you start adding strokes you don't need. So now we're in position, and Kyle, let's see if you can get it up and down.
Let's give it a shot. Not a really good hole there, but it is what it is. I knew I'm gonna have holes like this because it's a bit windy and it's freaking Erin Hills from 8,000 yards. So on to hole 6, 250 yard par 3. Just gonna try and put it in the center of the green with the 4-iron. See if we hit a good shot.
Looks really good.
Alright guys, so that was a phenomenal shot. You see where it landed. Got about a 15-footer. That was from about 250 into a headwind, so that was by far the best shot I've hit all day. So that was pretty cool to see, especially after a pretty tough hole. So let's see if we can convert. All right, so didn't quite get that break red right. You know, and again, I'm just staying patient. And obviously, guys, keep in mind, I think this might be as tough, if not harder, than Whistling Straits was. So, you know, please cut me some slack in that regard. This is my first time seeing it, and it's just brutal playing this from the tips to the hips, but I'm loving it. So, That was a great 3 there. Really happy with that. Now we're on another par 5, 619 yards. We're just absolutely gonna rip one up that fairway and see if we can get home in 2. Alright guys, here's where we ended up. Got about 200 yards left. We did let a couple of groups through, just because yeah, we're trying our best to keep moving, but it does sometimes get tough with filming to move quick. But we are still playing pretty quick, but the other groups are playing even quicker. So we got 200 left. That was over 400 yards. I was absolutely killed. So we'll be hitting an 8-iron, decent lie. We're just gonna try to scoot it up around the green and see if we can either get up and down or 2-putt for a 4. Alright guys, we had a pretty good shot here, but this is absolutely an unbelievably brutal putt here. I'm actually, yeah, this is over a crown, and so this will be very tough, but let's just see if we can have a good lag putt here and knock it close. So we got our first birdie, which is really nice. That was probably one of my best 2 putts of my life, because you guys saw that putt. That was a pretty crazy putt. So it's been a grind out here so far, and it's not getting any easier. We're on hole 8, 512 yard par 4, and it does not look very easy. So we're gonna be hitting driver just a little bit on the right side of that hill and see if we can carry it and leave ourselves a mid-iron shot in. Well, that's not a good spot. You can see that is currently the position of my ball. So I can get a club on it, but not much more than that. I mean, I can probably advance it into the fairway, so that's all we're gonna be trying to do here. You know, I expected holes like this, so I'm just gonna keep grinding. So I'm gonna take a wedge and just try to advance as much as I can. All right guys, so I was about to hit the shot, but Bernie said this would be a good teachable lesson here, so let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, so if you find yourself in the fescue, which obviously is going to happen a lot when you play a course that's this difficult off the tee, if you can find your ball and if it's sitting where you have an entry point, a couple things. One, Kyle mentioned this before, get back into play. Don't try to be Superman here, but take your sand wedge or even your pitching wedge, and if I could take your club, Kyle, you do need to use the lead edge now. And what that means is put your hands a little more ahead, because that's going to help you cut through the grass. So if you were hitting this shot, you want to come into it with a fairly steep angle and know your club's going to get caught at impact. Now Kyle's super strong and he's able to power through this stuff. Most golfers really struggle getting through here. The lead edge being down at impact will help you do that. So the worst thing to do on this shot is to get too scoopy. So a lot of guys on tour call this a chunk and run around the green, but in this case, square that face up, hit down and through, and the ball will pop out.
All right, so I got back in the high stuff again. That was honestly what would have been an achievement, just to get back in the fairway, because the fairway is not wide here at all. So that was actually a pretty good shot. We have a pretty good lie. So about 140, again, damage controller. So let's see if we can hit a good shot.
Awesome shot.
So that was a phenomenal shot there. I actually think that might be inside 5 feet. So this would be some 4 if we're able to keep it together. But I want to kind of drive this point home that, you know, this is a game. When you play these kinds of courses, you know, it's easy to say, oh, if you shoot 80, oh, you suck. Well, I'll tell you something, guys. Come out here to Erin Hills, tip it out at 8,000 and see what happens, because this will humble pretty much any golfer on the planet. And so yeah, we're just fighting for pars really every hole. I think we've played 3 holes over 500 yards that were par 4s. So, but again, guys, the game, it's a hard game. Just gotta stay patient, just gotta stay consistent, and, you know, get what you can, and sometimes the game will beat you up. So this is where the ball ended up landing. See, he landed a little bit long, but honestly, it's a great shot. So we'll see if we can make our 4. Not a bad hole there. I know I made a 5, but you know, I'm not worried about that. That was not the worst hole. So on to hole 9, 168 par 3. However, this green looks pretty tough, so I'm gonna go ahead. It's getting a little windy, a little bit more of a factor than it has been. I'm probably gonna go ahead and hit an 8-iron here, knock it down a bit and chase it up there, see if we hit it close. Bernie brought up a good point about these yardage books and kind of how to read them, and kind of, this is a very difficult greens. This would be a good example of kind of how to really read these yardage books and glean as much information as possible from them. So I'll let him take it away.
Yeah, so this is obviously one of the toughest par 3s you'll play in golf. It's not a super long hole, but the green complex, you'll see on the map here, a lot of arrows. When you see those arrows pointing, that's showing you wherever they're pointing is where the slope's going. And in this case, you can see today where the pin is. It's almost in a area where if you go a little right of it, you're gonna miss off into this bowl. And if you leave it short, you're gonna spin back. So you really gotta hit it left center here, Kyle. And the more you can keep it in that section of the green, you might catch a little roll out to the hole, but the mistake is coming up short or spinning it off the green here, because now to get up to that pin, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah. And this is what you see tour pros do with these yardage books, you know, and this is why they come in to a tournament on Monday morning, you know, because they need 3 or 4 days to prepare for these events. And that's why, you know, that's why it's always tough, and I'm always kind of kind to myself when I come to these holes, these courses for the first time, and I don't expect myself to shoot great scores, because I know how hard it is to, you know, play this course well, even, you know, when you have a ton of rounds under your belt and a caddy and all that good stuff. So that's kind of that, and so let's see if we can hit a good shot. All right, guys, so we're walking up now, and so this is where my ball ended up. You saw me kind of react to it, so that's where it ended up. My ball landed, I'll kind of zoom in, on the top of that crown, and we'll walk up here. I'll show you guys exactly where it landed. It landed right at the pin. It was right at it. I missed my spot by about 2 feet, and the second it started getting sucked down there, I knew it was gone. So it landed right there, and rolled down here, down around. So it rolled up to here, then it got sucked down all the way down there. There's a reason this course is considered one of the hardest courses on the planet, and that's one of them right there. I hit a shot, missed my spot by maybe 2 yards, and as a result, I have a really brutal chip shot. Alright guys, so that was a unbelievable up and down. That's probably one of the hardest par 3s I've ever played, just because of that green. So we kept it in the 30s on the front 9. I am ecstatic about that. And also my coach Bernie's got to catch a flight, so he's kind of heading out now after 9. So it was good to have him around, and yeah, you know, he's been a good coach. He's helped me out with this front 9. So, and I mean, he would have probably shot like a 30 on the front if he played today.
At least. I mean, maybe 30 for 5 holes. But in all seriousness, everyone, if you get a chance to play Erin Hills, it's an amazing golf course, great test of golf. Kyle's playing it from a yardage that really makes it difficult, but you'll learn a lot of cool things if you keep watching this video. It was fun being out there with you, and I'll see you next time.
Awesome. Yeah, always appreciate having Bernie on the channel. Smash the like button if you want him on the channel more. We'll try to do as many of these as we can. We're both, you know, pretty busy, but we'll try to do at least a couple a month with him in the channel, so that we can kind of have some tips and tricks as we go along. So with that being said, let's get into hole 10. Another 500+ yard par 4, and so we want to take this right over that bunker there just left, and let's see if we can send it. All right, guys, so not a bad drive at all, just a little bit into the rough by about a foot. So pretty good swing there. Got 180 left to the pin from the left center. So I think I'm gonna hit like a 9-iron, maybe saw it off a little bit and just let it kind of chase up. So see if we can get it close. What? Well, you guys saw I had a really severe reaction to that. That is because that was pin seeking, and I thought that was money all day long, and it just kind of dropped on me a little bit, and it was just short. So that was, you guys know the feeling when you got one in your pocket where you said, oh, that's on the money, that's perfect, and then you just see it come up short or long. So it is what it is. See if we can get up and down and make it 4. So that was a bit of a tough bogey to take there. As I said, I thought my iron shot was right on the money, just a bit short. And I really had to make sure I hit that far enough, that chip shot, because it would have come right back at my feet. So yeah, that was a tough shot, but you know, it is what it is. We knew what we came here for, and you guys know what to expect with this course by now, so nothing new. Now on hole 11, 460 yards. I'm actually gonna hit an iron off this tee because I've been told this is actually, you wanna get this in play. So I'm gonna be hitting a 2-iron, and we'll obviously hit the driver as well. See what that ends up. All right, guys, so as you can see, this is a pretty generous fairway. You can see that's my, see if we can show you here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's my 2-iron right there in the middle of the fairway. My driver went over there. So I think both technically found the fairway, just one found a different fairway. But again, you know, it just goes to show, like, that's why I don't hit driver a lot. But I hope you guys do enjoy seeing the differences between where my driver is and where my play ball is. And that's the whole point of it. So we got 128 left. So if you guys are counting, that was something like a 330 yard, 340 yard 2-iron. So that definitely doesn't suck. So 128, the pin's in the front. Probably gonna hit a 48 here. Try to knock it down a little bit and hit it close. All right, so that was a bit of a disappointing 4 there, but honestly, guys, that was an insane putt. I mean, that was probably one of the fastest putts I've ever hit. So, yeah, this has been brutal. But now we're on to the next hole. I believe we're on hole 12, 460 yard par 4. Going to be hitting a 2-iron. We will hit driver, obviously. I don't think I was able to find that ball over there, unfortunately. So, 2-iron. See if we can send it and get in the fairway. That was a pretty good tee shot there. Landed up top there. The guys, there's actually guys over there spotting. Got to say hi to them. They told me it landed up there and rolled down to here. So my driver is gone. That went pretty far left. So it's not even worth looking at. But again, that's why I'm hitting irons now, because I just got to get better with hitting this driver. I got to learn how to make a good swing. And so I'm getting better. I just haven't been able to practice it with the play driver as much as I'd wanted, but I am getting better. I will be able to use it more and more often in the future. So we got 137, another 300 plus yard 2-iron, which is good. So a bit of a blind shot, but I moved to the side so you can see the pin. It's a bit in the back. So probably something like a pitching wedge and see if we can hit it tight. So pretty good shot in here. This is where it landed. Just a bit short of the hole, but we got about a 12, 15 footer. Definitely makeable. So let's see if we can get a birdie. Alright guys, so would have liked for that to go in. I really thought that was going to go in, but you know what? I will take pars today. So on hole 13, par 3, pins up front. So the plate right there is 210. Actually, it might be 215, but from here it's 203 to that pin. So, and as I said, we're playing from as far back as we could possibly play. Like obviously, you know, I have to place the camera at a certain point, you know, where it's still level by the teeing ground. So probably only 2 or 3 yards off the back edge of your teeing ground. So it's gonna be about 210 yard shot in the wind. Probably a 5 iron, maybe a 4 iron. So see if we can hit a good shot. Alright guys, so I actually ended up in my own pitch mark. That was a 5 iron. Now, I'm actually a bit fortunate that I ended up in my pitch mark because my ball, if it hadn't, would have rolled down there, and it would have been right where that bird is. So I guess we would have gotten a birdie. But, so we got a tough putt here, but we are on the green. So that's all you can really ask for on these kinds of par 3s. Let's see if we can get down in 2. That was a really good 3 there on hole 14. Once again, at a tee that was specially placed for me. They do not have the public play from here. It's typically, I believe it's up there is where they have them play. So yeah, it's, so you guys can see that clearly. It's 650 yard par 5. So definitely gonna be hitting driver here and see if we can get it in play. So actually, I'm probably hit 2 irons because of a bit of a tailwind, and I might be able to still get there just hitting 2 iron, 2 iron. So I'm gonna hit 2 iron, but we will still hit driver, obviously. So we hit a great tee shot there. We have 313 yards left. You can see the pin all the way out there. And 313, you better believe I'm gonna send it. Guys, if I go 2 iron, 2 iron, and hit the screen at 2 from 650 yards, I think that deserves a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. So one way or another, we're gonna be sending it. We're gonna see if we can get there. It's definitely gonna take a pretty sizable hit the 2 iron, but I'm telling you with this wind, we can get there. So let's see if we can hit a good shot. Alright guys, so I went just a bit left there. I hit it good, so I think I'm pin high. Just a little bit left, probably in the rough. So we're walking up to my drive right here. So if you look back, that's where my 2 iron was. This was well over 400 yards. So I'll let you guys know what the distance is on this. Alright guys, so I had 239 left, so about 410, 415. So not a bad knock there, and I can also see my ball. I don't know if you guys can see it up there. It's hard to see, but it's at the base of that hill. So we definitely have hopefully an easy chip. It's hard to tell up there, but not a bad leave. I feel pretty pumped that I was able to still go for that green and 2, hitting an iron off tee on 650 yard hole. So, all right, so here's what we got. See the pin just up the hill over there, about 40 yards, just a bit short of the green, mostly left. So not a bad leave, and honestly, if we squared that one up, I think we could have gotten there. So see if we can get up and down.
Stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up.
All right, guys, that stings a little bit. I hit the exact putt I wanted to hit there. Couldn't quite convert for the 4. Not a big deal. It is what it is, but I gotta show you guys this panorama. So this is Erin Hills, probably one of the highest points here. So it's pretty beautiful. Absolute beast. You can see there's a cathedral back there. It's Holy Hill, and you see the clubhouse, all that stuff, and yeah, this is up there. I mean, this is one of the 3 hardest courses I've played. It's this, Torrey Pines, and Whistling Straits, and nothing else comes close. Not even close. So, absolute beast. If you guys want to have a ton of fun and also torture yourself, play from 8,000 yards. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, now we're on to the 15th hole, 366-yard par 4. It is drivable. So, we will be hit an iron, get myself in play, and then we'll probably hit a 2-iron, because I think I can get there with the 2-iron because it is a bit downwind. So let's send it. Guys, I'm gonna hit a 7-iron. The ideal shot here is to get it about 240 off the tee, have 120 left, and then we'll give a 2-iron a rip and see if we can get on the green. So just a bit in the left rough, but nothing bad. 122, definitely an elevated green, so this will probably play more like 130. Big thing here, get it on the green, get putting, hitting a 52-degree wedge, so see if we can hit it close. All right, guys, so it looks like we aren't gonna be able to find that tee shot. However, that was I hit it really good. My guess, it's just down that way a little bit. It is probably findable. I'll put it this way, if we had like a gallery or something, definitely would have been found because it's not super thick rough, but we gotta keep pace. Probably was about 20 yards short of the green, so it kind of gives you an idea. So this is where my approach shot landed, right there. Rolled up to there, and it's actually close to rolling off this little slope here, but it stayed up, so we have about a 15-20 footer for birdie. So it's a pretty solid hole there. I was told that is one of the hardest holes in the course, given that green. You guys saw how far I had to put that ball on outside the hole. So not a bad 4 on hole 16, 190-yard par 3. You see the pin waving back at us there in the back left. Bit of a headwind. So I think I'm gonna go with the 7-iron here and just try to get us on the dance floor and see what that gets us. Well, here's my ball. Pulled it a bit left. You can see tee down there. Pin right there, so was pin high. So we'll definitely be taking a pretty serious hack at this one. Anything on the green is great, so see if we can do it. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty pissed at myself for that hole. That was not a good hole. really stupid 3-putt, really dumb 5 all around. So it is what it is on the 17. Ain't getting any easier. 518-yard par 4 into the wind. So obviously we're gonna be hitting driver. So let's see if we can hit it in fairway. Alright guys, so that was a great tee shot. I hit that absolutely center of the screws, really great swing. Still have 173 yards left. This was what you get when it's 520 yards into a headwind. And if you look back, you can see it's not a lot of room to miss until you get to the high stuff. So 173, probably gonna knock down an 8-iron. It is starting to get really windy, so see if we're gonna hit a good shot. So just a bit short. This isn't a really stiff wind, so that ball got caught a little bit in it, but not a bad spot to be. Let's see if we can get up and down. Well, I hope that gives you guys an idea of how fast these greens are. It wasn't a great chip, but probably would have had about an 8-footer for par, and I'm honestly lucky I stopped it on the green. So it's been a long day, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Let me know if you guys want to see me play more courses like this and torture myself. This has definitely been a tough test to golf, and the wind's starting to make this really tough as well. So with that being said, it's not getting any easier because we were on the last hole. And this last hole is 675 yards. This is playing well over 700 yards because we are into about a 10 to 12 mile an hour wind. So I would safely say this is playing about 720, 730. And keep in mind, there's not a lot of elevation here, so we're not getting a lot of help from, you know, the air and all that stuff. So obviously gonna center the driver and see where it goes. All right, well, here I am. This pin is well out of reach. I mean, this is still 320 yards away, and there's no chance because I'm into the wind. So I'm gonna try to leave myself about a 100-yard shot in so we can attack the green. So probably say a 6-iron, just kind of scoot it up. We can get a lot of club on it, so let's try to hit a shot. Alright guys, so I got 140 left. This is probably the most upset you guys have ever seen me because, again, it's been 5 hours of just frustration, and it's getting to me, I'm not gonna lie. It gets to everyone, you know. So got 140 left. Probably hit a 9-iron. Let's just try to hit it close. Oh, I know you guys saw me hit that chip shot. Unfortunately, the camera ran out of battery. It was a long walk, a long day, so I wasn't surprised that happened, but I had about an 7 to 8 footer, and I did make it in the right corner, which was nice. I definitely wasn't enjoying things too much on that last hole, but I gotta say, all in all, Erin Hills was an unbelievable experience. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I absolutely loved that course, even though there were times it didn't look like I did. It's just a brutal beast when you put her at over 8,000 yards. So I knew what I was getting myself into. First time seeing it, 7 in the morning, 8,000 yards. But I like to challenge myself, and it sure was a challenge. Right up there with Whistling Straits and Torrey Pines. But guys, thank you for getting us to 140,000 subscribers again. I know there are times I'm not super consistent with posting. It's just because I'm trying to compete, I'm trying to get better, so it can be tough, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I can post more consistently going forward, because you guys definitely do deserve to have these entertaining videos put out on a consistent basis. So with that being said, once again, huge shout out to Erin Hills for letting me come out. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and until next time, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.